Even had always been an inquisitive soul, drawn to the enigmatic allure of the dark forest that bordered his hometown. The village whispered of ancient tales, of lost travelers, and eerie sounds that reverberated through the trees. But Evan's fascination was not born of fear. It was fueled by a desire to unravel the mysteries that shrouded the forest. One moonlit night, as a chilly breeze rustled through the leaves, Evan stood at the edge of the forest, peering into the shadows that seemed to swallow the world beyond. His curiosity gnawed at him, urging him to step forward, to unveil the secrets hidden within the darkness. As he wandered deeper, the trees loomed larger, their gnarled branches casting twisted shapes on the forest floor. The silence was deafening, broken only by the soft crunch of leaves beneath his feet. An inexplicable feeling of being watched crept over him, yet Evan pressed on, his determination unwavering. A rustling in the underbrush sent a shiver down his spine. He halted, straining to catch any hint of movement. Then he heard it, a voice, soft as a whisper, carried by the wind. Evan. His heart raced, and he looked around, his breath hitching in his throat. "Who's there?" he called, his voice quivering. The wind answered with an eerie laughter that seemed to echo through the trees. Evan's heart pounded, but he steeled himself, compelled to continue. Hours stretched into an eerie stillness as he delved deeper, the forest growing denser around him. And then he stumbled upon an overgrown clearing, the moonlight casting an otherworldly glow on a weathered gravestone. The name engraved upon it sent a chill down his spine. It was his own. The realization froze him in place as a haunting whisper returned. "Welcome, Evan." Evan's breath caught in his throat as he stared at the gravestone with his own name etched into it. Panic surged within him, threatening to consume his thoughts. He backed away, his heart pounding against his ribcage like a caged bird. "This can't be real," he muttered, his voice trembling. As he retreated from the clearing, a figure materialized from the shadows. It was a man, clad in clothes that seemed to belong to another era. The stranger's eyes held a sorrowful wisdom that matched the weight of the forest's secrets. "You've walked into the heart of the forest, where time and reality blur," the man intoned. Evan's mind raced, trying to make sense of the situation. "Who are you? Why is my name on that gravestone?" The man's lips curved into a bittersweet smile. "I am a guardian of the forest, tasked with preserving its secrets and guiding lost souls like you. That gravestone marks a potential future, a destiny that can be changed." Evan's thoughts whirled with a mixture of fear and curiosity. How is that possible? Why would I be destined to die here? The guardian's gaze held a mixture of sadness and empathy. The forest is a realm of echoes and possibilities. It reflects the deepest desires and fears of those who enter. Some are consumed by the darkness within them, while others find a way to confront and conquer it. Evan's mind flashed back to the choices he had made in life, to the doubts and insecurities that had held him back. "So this gravestone is a warning." The guardian nodded. "It's a mirror to your soul, Evan. What you see is a potential path, not a foregone conclusion. You must confront your fears, your doubts, and make a choice, to succumb to the darkness or to rise above it." A surge of determination coursed through Evan's veins. He looked back at the gravestone, no longer seeing it as a grim omen, but as a challenge. "I won't let fear dictate my destiny. I choose to face whatever darkness lies ahead." The guardian's smile grew warmer. "That's the spirit, Evan. Remember, the forest tests the hearts of those who enter. The journey back won't be easy, but if you find the strength to overcome, you'll emerge stronger." With newfound resolve, Evan turned away from the clearing and retraced his steps, facing the eerie shadows and unsettling whispers with unwavering determination. Each step felt like a victory over his own doubts and fears. The forest seemed to resist his progress, throwing illusions and temptations his way. But he pushed forward, fueled by the desire to change his fate. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he emerged from the dark forest, blinking in the sunlight as he returned to the village. The amazement in the villager's eyes mirrored his own sense of accomplishment. Even had conquered the darkness within himself and emerged victorious. The forest remained a place of mystery, but Even had learned that its secrets were not to be feared. They were a reflection of the human heart, a reminder that confronting one's own darkness could lead to the light of self-discovery. And as Evan shared his tale with the villagers, he couldn't help but notice the glimmers of hope and inspiration in their eyes. The forest's shadows no longer held sway over him. Instead, he had become a beacon of courage, a living testament to the power of facing one's fears. The dark forest loomed at the edge of the small town, its dense canopy casting an ominous shadow over the land. For years, the forest had been a place of whispered legends and unsettling tales. But one summer, a group of friends decided to venture into the heart of the forest, seeking adventure and a chance to prove their bravery. Among them was Daniel, a young man known for his inquisitive nature and unwavering determination. His curiosity often led him to explore the unknown, and this time was no different. He gathered his closest friends: Emma, a bookish girl with a fascination for the unexplained; Liam, a charismatic jokester with a knack for storytelling; and Sophie, a nature enthusiast who felt most at home among the trees. Armed with camping gear and a mixture of excitement and trepidation, the group set off into the heart of the dark forest. Their journey began with laughter and jests, the camaraderie between them strong. As they ventured deeper, however, an unsettling atmosphere began to settle in. Strange sounds echoed through the trees, and shadows seemed to dance just beyond their vision. The compass they carried spun erratically, as if the forest itself defied their attempts to navigate it. Still, they pressed on, their determination overpowering their growing unease. Days turned into nights, and the forest's secrets seemed to envelop them. One evening, as they huddled around their campfire, Daniel noticed something odd: a carving etched into a nearby tree trunk. It depicted a distorted face, twisted in agony. The group exchanged nervous glances, realizing that they were not alone in these woods. As the days stretched on, tensions mounted. Disagreements escalated into heated arguments, and trust began to fray. Emma was certain they were being watched, while Liam dismissed her fears as mere paranoia. Sophie remained caught between them, desperately trying to maintain the fragile peace. One morning, they awoke to find Sophie missing. Panic surged through the remaining members of the group, their fear mirrored in their wide-eyed gazes. Frantic searches turned up nothing, and hope dwindled as days turned into weeks. The forest had claimed one of their own, and the group's dynamic shifted in its absence. Emma's fears were vindicated, and Liam's skepticism wavered. Daniel found himself torn between them, haunted by guilt over his decision to lead his friends into this ordeal. The forest seemed to revel in their despair, its darkness closing in around them. Liam suggested they leave, abandoning their quest to find Sophie, but Daniel couldn't bear the thought of leaving his friend behind. He convinced Emma and Liam to stay just a little longer, to keep searching. They continued their journey, each step feeling heavier than the last. Then, one evening, a distant light flickered through the trees. The group followed it, hope rekindled within their hearts. The light led them to a clearing where an old cabin stood, its windows shattered, and its door hanging askew. Inside, they found signs of a struggle: overturned furniture, broken dishes, and bloodstains. A haunting realization settled upon them. Sophie had been here, and whatever had taken her was not human. Their search for answers turned into a desperate quest for survival as they realized that they were being hunted. The forest had come alive with a malevolent force, and the remaining members of the group were its prey. With their lives hanging by a thread, Daniel, Emma, and Liam must navigate the twisted, dark heart of the forest, confronting their deepest fears and unraveling the secrets hidden within its shadows. As they uncover the truth behind Sophie's disappearance, They come to understand the horrifying reality that the forest itself is alive, and it hungers for more than just their fear. Desperation and fear pushed Daniel, Emma, and Liam to their limits. They barricaded themselves in the cabin, crafting makeshift weapons from the cabin's remains. Every rustle of leaves and snap of a twig sent their hearts racing. The forest seemed to mock their attempts to defend themselves, its oppressive presence closing in around them. Nights turned into a harrowing blur of sleepless hours and shared nightmares. They pieced together clues from Sophie's trail, slowly unraveling the sinister history of the forest. Local legends spoke of an ancient darkness that resided within the woods, feeding on the fear and despair of those who dared to enter. It had taken Sophie, and now it hungered for their souls. As days turned to weeks, the group's bonds were tested. Emma's resolve wavered, and Liam's bravado cracked under the weight of their situation. Daniel, however, remained resolute, driven by guilt and the need to find his friend. He refused to let the forest claim any more of them. The forest's malevolent presence grew stronger with each passing day, its tendrils reaching into their minds, distorting reality. Emma began to hear whispers in the wind, and Liam claimed to see shadowy figures darting among the trees. Daniel himself struggled to differentiate between what was real and what was a product of their shared paranoia. One fateful night, as they stood on the precipice of despair, the forest unleashed its full force upon them. Shadows converged, coalescing into a nightmarish entity that oozed darkness and despair. Their makeshift defenses were useless against its supernatural power. It whispered their deepest fears and regrets, exploiting their vulnerabilities. In a final act of defiance, Daniel confronted the entity. With Emma and Liam by his side, they mustered the last vestiges of their strength and fought back. Memories of their friendship, their shared laughter, and their unyielding determination fueled their resistance. The battle raged on, a clash between human spirit and ancient evil. In the end, it was their unity and unbreakable bond that triumphed over the forest's darkness. As dawn broke and the entity dissipated like mist, the forest's malevolent influence lifted. They emerged from the woods, battered and scarred, but alive. Their ordeal had changed them, leaving scars both physical and emotional. But it also taught them the power of friendship, resilience, and the strength that can be found in the darkest of places. They returned to the town as different people, forever marked by the horrors they had faced. In memory of Sophie and all they had endured, they dedicated themselves to protecting others from the forest's malevolent grasp. They spread the warning, urging others to stay away from the dark forest's depths. And as they gazed back at the towering trees one last time, they knew that the battle was over, but the scars and the stories would remain. Years later, the small town still whispers of the friends who ventured into the dark forest, of the bond that held them together, and of the evil they faced. The legend lives on, a cautionary tale of curiosity and darkness that serves as a reminder that some mysteries are better left unexplored.